the what now stage of life can sneak up on us. Maybe the kids moved out, the job ended, relationship shifted, and suddenly our life, well, it just gets really, really quiet. I've been there. Sometimes I'm still there. I remember looking around and thinking, I should be excited, but honestly, I'm just stuck. Hi, friends. Diane here, and welcome back to Next Chapter Woman, where we talk about confidence, courage, and creating a life that truly fits who we are becoming. Today, I want to share 7 things that have helped me move through that uncomfortable in-between season called What Now? But before we dive in, I want to pause and talk about something that changed how I approach the inevitable transitions that have popped up in my life. I remind myself of my strengths. I use a framework that shows me or reminds me of my 24 character strengths. Things like curiosity, hope, kindness, perseverance. These aren't skills that we learn. They're traits that already live inside of us. When I'm in a what now season, I lean on those strengths. I ask myself, which of my strengths could help me out right now? Maybe it's creativity when I'm stuck, or humor when I'm overwhelmed with things. The truth is, we already have everything we need to navigate our next chapters. We just need to know where our strengths are hiding and how to use them. That's what these survival hacks are really about, rediscovering what's already strong within us. Let's go. Number 1, making a micro plan. When everything feels uncertain, our brain looks for direction. So rather than mapping out the next 10 years, I plan 30 days. It's one small calendar block that says, here's what I'll focus on right now. For me, it might be finishing a creative project or just going for a walk in the morning before coffee. This short-term focus builds my confidence. That's perseverance, one of our 24 strengths. And it's saying, I can keep moving. Number 2, temporary routines. Transition stages can make our days feel shapeless. Routines bring our rhythm back without pressure. For example, when I decided to retire from our family business, I made a test routine, which was morning coffee while planning out the important parts of my day. Simple as that. Kind of like a tailgate meeting with our crew at our projects. Then spending one productive hour and then doing something kind. I told myself it was an experiment, not a rule. It was only a temporary routine. This mindset uses the strength of self-regulation, giving ourselves some structure without being rigid. The key is to start light. For some of us, it could be a Tuesday yoga class or a Saturday morning stroll through the market. Temporary routines help us remember what steady feels like. Number 3, journal the messy stuff. When my thoughts swirl around in my head like a big storm, I like to write. I'm not a journal person, so I use my computer or my phone to capture the thoughts. I don't write perfect prose, that's for sure. I write badly, quickly, honestly. No filters, no pretty pens, and it's for my eyes only. Like a journal, the goal isn't art, it's release. This routine helps to build perspective and self-awareness, 2 strengths that grow clarity. Number 4, phone a friend. The what now stage can feel isolating, especially if everyone else seems to have a plan and they've got their life together. When I start retreating into my shells, I try to reach out to my truth tellers, the people who remind me who I am. That's the strengths of love and social intelligence in action. Connection is grounding. Sometimes a 10-minute laugh-filled chat with my friend does more than a week of overthinking a problem. Number 5, celebrate the tiny wins. When life feels blurry, our wins get invisible. My day timer is like a small wins list. Walked 3 days in a row, called the dentist, said no gracefully. Seeing it written down brings out my gratitude and hope strengths. 2 powerhouse strengths that pull me forward. Sometimes I think of this as celebrating like a scientist who's collecting data. Every little sign of life counts. Progress isn't dramatic, it's daily. Number 6, explore without pressure. Sometimes after big life changes, we forget what we even like. Over the past few months, I've been giving myself a curiosity challenge. I challenge myself to try one new thing each week and have 0 expectations. A pottery class, volunteering with a local service club, and even a local travel day. That's curiosity and bravery getting together. Exploration without pressure is how we rediscover who we're becoming. Think of it like just asking ourselves, what can I sample this month just for the experience, not the outcome? Number 7, give yourself grace. This one took me the longest. Transitions are awkward because growth is messy. There's no perfect pace and no finish line. I remind myself quite often, Diane, you're not behind, you're becoming. Grace activates self-kindness, and that's the place where every other strength grows. So when I start comparing or rushing, I try to pause and to breathe. After all, we're allowed to be in between. Here's what I've learned about the what now season. It's not an empty space or a void. It's a hallway. It's a space where the old chapter takes a breath before the next chapter begins. When I look back on my own transitions, the thing that helped me most was learning to lean on my strengths, those inner resources that don't disappear when everything else changes. Our strengths are like our internal GPS. Our strengths remind us that even when we feel lost, we still have tools to navigate. So what if our next step isn't to have a 5-year plan? Maybe it's just to notice one of our strengths in action, like curiosity or kindness, perseverance. And what if we can build from there? If this video gave you a little hope or a few ideas, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who's also standing in that in-between space. And I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 7 survival strategies speaks to you the most right now? Drop it in the comments and let's keep building our next chapters, one small step and one strength at a time. I think you'll really enjoy my upcoming 3-part video series on the 24 strengths. In this series, we'll go deeper into how to discover our top strengths and how to use them when life feels uncertain, and how they can guide us towards our next chapter with confidence and with clarity. So if you're ready to understand what's strong about you, not just what's wrong with your situation, let me know in the comments and I'll help you start your strengths journey. Till next time, be gentle with yourself, trust your strengths, and remember, every what now moment is just the beginning of our next chapter. Bye for now.